Decided to go out and hike around the spot for a little bit today. Probably not going to stay too long, but just wanted to give it a quick check. You can tell a lot about this kind of habitat by looking at the ground. Like right here, for instance, we have a gopher tortoise burrow. There's known to be 350 different species, and probably even more than that, honestly, that use gopher tortoise burrows as shelter. That includes indigos, diamondbacks, the gopher tortoise itself, gopher frogs, which do live in this location. It's an extremely rare species of frog. Other than that, we've also got harvester ants. These are harvester ants. Drop for drop, I believe these are actually one of the most venomous insects in the world, if not the most venomous. But they're so small, it's nothing that's going to kill you. But, you know, just drop for drop, their venom is very potent. They're also what's known as pocket gopher mounds. Here's one right here. And the pocket gopher digs these. They kind of look like miniature gopher tortoise burrows, except the pocket gopher is not a tortoise, it's an actual gopher. So it's a little rodent that digs these burrows, and believe it or not, is the favorite food source of the pine snake. This habitat right here is home to both diamondbacks, gopher tortoises, pine snakes, and indigo snakes. The thing I'm really hoping to see is a pine snake, because that's the only species out of those three snakes that I have not seen in the wild before. It'd be a really big treat to see a pine in the wild, but you know, they're kind of hit or miss. They're extremely rare and known to be the holy grail of herping in Georgia. So when people find pine snakes, they'll actually find them with their heads stuck down that burrow trying to wrestle a pocket gopher out. So it's pretty cool. I'd love to see it, but they spend the majority of their time underground, so you're hardly ever going to see that. The cloud cover is helping me though, because this in general goes for a lot of snakes. With cloud cover, they feel a little less exposed and the temperatures aren't quite as extreme, and they'll come out when the clouds are drifting overhead. Makes them a little more comfortable moving over ground. Hello everybody, I'm out here in the sand hills once again, and honestly I started not the video today because every time I go to this part of the sand hills I never see anything. But I'm out here cruising for southern hognose snake. Really beautiful road, looks very promising. We're in the shade right now, but there's some nice sunny patches that have great potential, but just haven't seen anything yet, as always. And I've been at this since 6 o'clock this morning, or that's when I left the house. Got here about 8. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock now, and it's not that long, but it's kind of disheartening when you don't see anything. It's starting to warm up though, so I think I have pretty good chances here. I'm just gonna ride it out a little longer and see if my luck turns around. Alright guys, still cruising. It is now 11:27 and I have not seen anything. But I think I'm gonna stay out here a little longer than I initially thought I would, so I'm gonna give myself a little more time to turn something up. I'm gonna have to go get gas and food soon, so I'm gonna be taking a break here pretty shortly. No snakes yet, no sign of snakes, nothing really. It's usually how it goes, kind of hit or miss out here, and every time I've been, it's been a miss, but it's not to say we couldn't turn something up great today, so we'll see. What is that? Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that a freaking pine snake? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! Yes! Oh my god! I came out here for hog noses, but to be honest, this is the thing I was more excited to see out here. This is an integrated Florida northern pine snake. This is insane. There's my car. I saw it slither onto the road. Holy crap. What even? Look at how beautiful that thing is. Look at that tail. Look how red that is. Wow. He's angry, but oh my gosh. I saw it swimming onto the road and I was like, no way. There's no way. There's no way that's a pine snake. Oh, that is so freaking beautiful. Guys, this is the holy grail of snake hunting in Georgia. The indigo is a close second, but this takes the cake. This is just the rarest snake. The northern pine snake is a lot rarer than the, well, they're both rare, honestly, but the northern pine is typically rarer than the Florida pine. And this one is an intergrade because we're in middle Georgia where the two lap over and you get these kind of mixtures of the two. And this thing is just freaking beautiful. It's insane how beautiful it is. It's not black and white, like the stark contrasty colors, but it does have a cool kind of pixelated pattern that fades into that beautiful red banded tail. Just insane. I'm in love. About it. So you can hear that very loud hissing sound. They have a special flap. All snakes in the genus Pituophis have a, see if I can get them to open its mouth, they have a little flap of skin right there in front of their trachea, in front of the glottis. And what they use that for, you can hear that sound, that's him exhaling. That flap creates a sound that sounds very similar to a rattlesnake using its tail. And other than that, it just makes it very loud. Honestly, it's an intimidating snake, even though I know it's non-venomous. It's very intimidating. The genus Pituophis covers a large part of the Midwestern United States and the Western United States. Over in the East, they become less common. Over here, this is one of only two species of Pituophis we have. We have the northern and the Florida pine. And this, like I said, is an intergrade between the two. As you can see, buzzing his tail there, trying to make some noise in the leaf litter to add to the drama. But very impressive snake. They get a lot bigger than this. They can get about 6-7 feet long. This guy's only about 3 foot. I do believe it is a male. And the reason this snake is just so rare is because not only are they rare, but the places where they do occur, they're very seldom seen because they spend most of their time under the ground in pocket gopher burrows. A pocket gopher is like a little tiny mole, basically. And they will eat those pocket gophers, and that's their main food source. The way they kill them is kind of interesting because they can not only use constriction, but their preferred method of killing the pocket gophers is by taking them and pinning them up against the walls of their burrows, and they'll kind of inflate like he's doing right now, and flex, and they'll actually asphyxiate them against the wall of the burrow from the inside. And then they can just go back and eat them. And I think there's actually records of them pinning multiple gophers at once so they can kill multiple prey items. Really cool. Awesome snake. Super rare, and I feel very blessed, very fortunate to be able to see this animal today. Because it is truly, it can be a once in a lifetime thing if you're not a herper, and even if you are a herper, you know, some people don't get to see a lot of these things, so I'm just very happy about this. Okay. Alright guys, I think this beautiful snake is ready to go back to where it belongs. Not happy with me. As much as I would love to sit here and hold this thing all day, I don't want to stress it out. It looks like possible pocket gopher burrows in the side of this hill, so he could have even come out of there. I find something this beautiful. It's always rewarding to let it go, but it's painful at the same time. So I think I'm just going to let this beautiful animal go, and we'll kind of follow it and see where it goes. See if we can observe some behaviors. It's just an icon of the sandhills. Here's a pocket gopher burrow right here. Whoa! That was incredible. Guys, so I was going to get lunch. I just left where the pine snake was. It's almost 1 o'clock, so I was ready to get lunch. I didn't really have breakfast this morning. But I get a call from my buddy Alec. Apparently he's in the same county as me, and he just cruised a Simus on the same road I was cruising this morning. So I'm turning around to go see that real quick. What a day. I'll check back in when I get there. Probably gonna put music over this anyways, because it's the perfect scenario. Alright guys, well here's this nice Simus that Alec and his buddies just cruised up on the same road I've been on all morning. So it's kind of funny. When to cruise for pines because I gave up on hognoses, and they find a hognose. He's about to do the scoot. Wow. 2 lifers today, although I'm not really going to count this as my lifer, I don't think, because I didn't technically find it, but it's just still a treat to get to see it. They're going to keep cruising, but I'm just gonna take a minute to video this guy for you guys. I left my camera back where I was photographing the pine snake because I was so excited. What a beautiful little snake. There he goes. I guess we'll let him go. Let him get back to doing little Simus things. And all the excitement of going to see that southern hognose, I left my camera where I was photographing the pine, so I'm gonna go back and get that real quick. Then I'm gonna go to lunch because I'm hungry and I didn't really have a breakfast. Got my bag. Thank goodness. Found us a little cottonmouth.
Just hold what you got.
Little tiny baby one. Fresh born.
Little bitty thing.
Really vibrant.
You're missing your target, little snake.
That's a really pretty one. Such a cutie. Alright, we're gonna help him back in the rock since he's a little tiny guy and he can't, well he can, but we don't want to make him climb back over all that. Now 90 degrees and we've been cruising all day. We stopped for lunch and, well, we just got some scarlet jerky. That's brutal. Food. She doesn't eat food.
I absorb calories through.
Jennifer's losing her mind. We just found a rough green.
Very much so. Look at the thing! Oh my god! Sorry, I was posing for a selfie with my snake!
Go pick it up. That's the prettiest one I've ever seen, honestly.
You're gonna stay there. I'm gonna take your photo, man.
Yeah.
Look at this little thing. He is amazing.
Here he goes. This is Caitlin's lifer.
My lifer is spinach spaghetti.
Wonderful. Let me get a little face. I have to photograph him.
With the camera?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm game. I don't care if we see anything else.
I know, that makes it for you, doesn't it?
That's it, right there. And everybody's like, it's just a rough green. It's my second ever.
Alright, we're about to let this guy go. Super glad we got to see one. How long is he? He's about as long as your,
Let's see.
it's your arm or so, almost. how long that tail is. Just super thin.
Fingertip to over my shoulder.
Yeah. So how long is that?
Short.
There he goes. Never be seen again.
Ever.
Just flipped the first crustacean of the trip. Caitlin's got a crab. He's pinching her. There he is. Wonderful. Eat it. Edit that and make it look like you put it in there.
It's a good shot, but it is not.
Alrighty, here's our next snake of the day. Nice little cottonmouth that Jennifer spotted out the window.
I love them.
Oh, come back.
Oh my. He's got mouth open.
We're good.
Right by your hand.
So this one's actually being a cottonmouth, showing that nice white mouth. But very reluctant to bite. It's like you literally have to stick your foot in their mouth. And here we have Caitlin demonstrating what to do if a cottonmouth chases you.
Nothing.
Because it turned around on her.
It's in grave
And
danger.
moved pretty fast.
Yeah. Oh.
He's on her. He's going to attack. Ow.
Sweeney time.
Hey.
Alrighty, we just cruised up on our next snake of the night. Finally, after driving through the middle of nowhere for like
What
an
seems
hour.
like hours.
It seems like hours. It's a glossy crayfish snake. Woohoo!
Check out the belly.
Look at that ventral. Not a bad one.
They have the best faces.
I've never
Look
seen
close.
a tiny one.
It's very
Little
derpy.
googly eyes.
They do have weird eyes, don't they?
Yeah.
And these feed on pretty much exclusively on freshly molted crayfish. So they are specialists, and as far as I know, they don't really eat much else. They're also highly aquatic, like they spend most of their time in the water. They barely ever come out unless they're just like crossing or whatever the heck he was doing. I don't even think there's water over there.
He knows. He knows. We don't.
Yeah.
He does though.
So we can get up close to that face.
Noodle.
All right, all right, we're gonna keep moving. So we're gonna go ahead and let this glossy crayfish go. The direction he was heading, even though I don't see water over here. He knows what he's doing though. Go find them crayfish, buddy.